Hey, are you a trader who currently lacks clarity when it comes to the direction of the day? Are you that type of trader? Now, by the end of this live stream, you will be able to tell the direction of the day, or basically have to know or get to know the daily bias right all by yourself, because I'm going to be sharing my same exact strategy that I use to actually be able to tell the direction of the day. And also, I'm going to be sharing the direction of the day today, the 17th of October, 2024, right here on the channel. So if you're new here, welcome. I greatly appreciate you always joining me every Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. my local time. That's exactly right here in East Africa. But if you're using the New York time, that's exactly at 1:30 a.m. So I appreciate you always taking your time as I share, the direction of the day on the Euro USD. Now, if you do not know, the Euro USD is the world's most traded pair. So many people love trading this pair because of some of its benefits. Like number one, it's one of those very stable pairs. It does not sporadically move, especially on those normal days. And then number two, it is one of those pairs that is not easily manipulated. So it is a very good pair to trade, especially if you are a beginner and you're just starting out and you do not know exactly which pair that you should be trading. Definitely, I highly recommend you trade the Euro USD. So thank you. Thank you to whoever is joining right now. Now, if you're seeing me for the very first time, my name is Gani, and I've been trading for the last over 4 years. And I must tell you, when I was just starting out, direction of the day, or basically the daily bias, was one of the trickiest things for me to get. It was always so hard for me to be able to tell direction of the day on the trading. Now, for me, I'm a Euro USD trader, and I've traded this for a very long time. So basically, this is the pair I trade, and I'm going to be sharing with you exactly what I think or believe the direction of the day is going to be like. Now, for me to be able to tell this direction of the day, I use my 50% win rate strategy that gives me a 1-to-4 risk to reward ratio, and it's a very profitable strategy. So if you're out there and you maybe do not have a profitable strategy to trade, definitely this is a strategy that I'm going to be sharing for free right here on the channel. So yeah, we are going to be getting into that right in a minute. And basically what I try to tell you guys always, do not rush things. Don't rush anything. Let price always come to you. Don't go for price. That's why you end up with psychological problems, like maybe the fear of missing out, because you're trying to put on that trade, and if price happens to move maybe slightly ahead of you, and maybe you expected to enter at a certain point, and the price has already passed that point. Maybe you had taken a break and maybe gone for a toilet break. It can happen, but that moment when you've gone for a toilet break, that's when exactly price comes, taps into that particular level that you wanted it to tap into, and then it starts rolling up, and you are there saying, let me jump into this particular trade, and you end up jumping into it, and then guess what? Price actually reverses, comes, takes you out, because maybe you've even used a bigger stop simply because you want to get into this move. You want to be in this particular trade, and then price ends up coming, taking you out, and you're all there, going through all these emotions. You're feeling pity for yourself, or even you want to beat yourself up. So if you are that kind of person, please stop it. Stop running after price. Let price always come to you. If a particular move has already moved, leave it, let it go, just let it go. There will be other trades to take, so do not think maybe the markets are going away today. They are here to stay, and you will always trade. you will always be able to catch the next trade. So don't feel pity for yourself. Always stay on top of your game, and this is how you're going to stay winning in this game. So yeah, so basically that is it. Now for me, before I even get onto the chart, usually I like to know exactly what the fundamentals of the day look like. And today, which is the 17th of October 2024, when we look at the fundamentals, let me try and share my screen right now so that you guys can see exactly what I'm seeing on my side. So okay, so when we look at the fundamentals today, which is the 17th of October 2024, the fundamentals, we do have some fundamentals that will be dropping it later in the day. That's exactly at 8:15 a.m. That's New York time, or my local time, which is East African time. That will be exactly at 3:15 p.m. We shall have main refinancing rate. Then we shall have a monetary policy statement. Then at 3:30 p.m., that's my local time, we shall have retail sales. That's a monthly report. Then unemployment claims, and then the ECB press conference at 3:45. So basically, these are good drivers of price. Once such fundamentals drop in the market, price happens to fill out certain gaps that are in the market, and it starts moving. So if you have any kind of setup you're waiting to actually form, probably this is around the time it's going to be forming. So when it comes to fundamentals, I'm someone who doesn't trade news, but what I like to do when it comes to these red folder news events, what I like to do is manage my trades through these news events. And the best way I do this, or how I exactly manage my trades, is uh, as these news events are going to be dropping at least 5 minutes before these news events drop, what I like to do is to jump onto the chart and move my stop to break even. This is how I manage my trades, and it's how I've done it, or this is how I've done it for the longest time. So I get onto the chart, move my stop to break even at least 5 minutes before these news events drop. And so basically what happens as this news drops, most of the times you might end up, losing, or basically because of the widened spreads and also the high slippage during these news events. The brokers that we use, they tend to, widen their spreads, and you might end up losing more than you earlier anticipated to risk on that particular trade. So, for example, as a day trader, personally, I do have a very mechanical stop of just 10 pips. So if, let's say, a particular news event happens to go against me, most of the times these brokers, they might end up, sleeping you maybe 10 pips more, or even 15 pips more. This can happen. So for me to avoid these kinds of scenarios happening, all I do is basically 5 minutes before the news drops, I move my stop to break even so that I don't get caught up in this. So once this news is done, dropping like maybe 10-15 minutes after the news has dropped, this is when I move back my risk to full risk. So basically, this is how I do it, and it's how I've done it for the longest time. And yeah, you can take this advice or not, but I'm sure it will help you if you take it, because you don't want, to maybe predetermine to maybe risk 10 pips on a particular trade, and then you end up, getting slipped maybe 15 pips more. No one wants this to happen to them. So I highly recommend you actually move your stop to break even as these news events are going to be dropping. So basically that is it. And now for you to be able to filter this particular website, I use forexfactory.com. So basically for you to be able to filter it out to only show you the red folder news events just the way I did, all you need to do is come to this this option right here. you come click right there, and then you're able to select out only red folder news events. For me, I also selected out banking holidays. So basically, those are the two impact areas that I selected. Then when it comes to event types, I selected all events because I want to know everything happening if it's red folder news events. Then when it comes to currencies, I selected out the euro and the United States dollar. So basically, that's what I trade. And you basically come right here and apply. So this way, you will be shown only red folder news events as they are going to be dropping that day. So in case you are wondering exactly how you can filter this website to only show you the red folder news events, that's exactly how you're going to be doing it. So yeah, so that is it right there. And now without any further ado, let's get onto the chart to show you and share with you my trading strategy. It's a very simple strategy that I believe any trader can actually learn. Even a complete beginner can be able to learn how to execute this strategy. It's a very simple strategy. So you can be able to learn exactly how to execute this particular strategy for you to start making real money in the market. Now, this is a very simple strategy that I believe anyone out there can be able to learn. So basically, how the strategy works, it is a strategy that bases off the previous day's price action. Now, when we speak about the previous day, which was yesterday, the 16th of October 2024, it was a Wednesday. This is the price action that we had. We had our price move this way, then when the New York session kicked in. So basically, this is what we had from yesterday. So what does this tell us as traders or as someone who's trading the Euro USD? For me, how I crafted this strategy, it's basically a way of trading that bases off the previous day's price action. Now, from that previous day, what I like to look out for is what I call an area of interest. Now, an area of interest can either be an order block, this can be a fair value gap, or this might be an equal high or equal low in the market. So once I see these areas or levels, this is what I like to base my trades off of, because on the next day, price usually likes to tap back into these areas. And then once it has tapped back into these areas, it picks or collects any of the liquidity resting above or below these areas. And then once it has done that, this is when price rallies in the opposite direction. So this is how I crafted the strategy. And I'm telling you, it is a very profitable strategy, because if you've been ardently following me, you know that every month I end the month positive. I end the month with some profits. So basically, this is the type of strategy that you're going to be trading. And I'm telling you, you won't regret learning this particular strategy. It is a strategy that I'm going to be giving you for free. I'm going to be sharing this for free right here on the channel, so that maybe you go back home, back test it, and make it your very own. Because without back testing, I'm sure very few traders can be confident, because you only get the confidence after you've back tested that strategy and made it your very own. So basically, this is it with the strategy. So when we look at today, basing off yesterday's price action, we saw that it was the high of the day yesterday. This was the high at 0.6. So that was the high of the day, which high of the day led to the break of structure right here. Price broke structure right here. And then once it broke structure, an order block was formed. So that is one area of interest looking at, or we should be intently looking at. So what do I expect from today? So today I would expect price to actually, for it to make a major reversal, since it's a day of news. So I would expect price to come stops, this is when I would expect price to the downside. So once price gets to this level, then I'll be taking longs. That's if this happens within the London session. But if it's maybe in the New York session, I'm not concerned because I'm someone who trades the London session. So basically, these are some of the rules I set myself, that even when our price gets to a given level, if it's not within my session, I don't take that trade. So basically, this is how I'm looking at this. And then the other thing I would look at, or the other scenario that we might have. Now, you might be there asking, oh, is he only going to be reacting to price? That's all he does. Yes, I do react to price because I'm not one of those traders that tells you, oh, price will do this, will do this. For me, I only react to price once it gets to a particular level that I know it might bounce off that particular level. So basically, this is what I'm looking at. The other scenario I'm looking at is for price, because price formed this as the low of the day yesterday. This was the low of the day yesterday, and this low of the day has already been taken out today during the Asian session. So what I'm going to be looking at is basically once you actually go long. So the two key levels to look at today, or the two key levels that I'm going to be following ardently today, are number one, this 1.08512, this level right here. And then the other level is this right here at 1.09016. Those are the two key levels that I'll be following ardently. So once price gets to these levels, then this is when I look to take my entry. Now you can clearly see that I've been making this analysis right here on the 1 hour time frame. But when it comes to execution, or when it comes to entry, I actually drop down to the 5-minute time frame. So once price takes out any of these levels, then I drop down to the 5-minute time frame, and this is where I look to actually make my entry. Now, when it comes to entry, how I do enter the market is basically only and only when price forms an inversion fair value gap. Now, if you don't know what an inversion fair value gap is, this is when price actually overlaps a previously existing fair value gap. For example, let me show you something here. For example, we had this bullish fair value gap right here. We had this bullish, and then what did price do? This bearish candle came and closed, or basically overlapped this fair value gap. So that this happens on the 5-minute time frame. This is like my entry signal. I do enter, and when it comes to the stop loss, I use 10 pips as my stop loss, and the take profit, I always go for 30 pips in the market. But also, I like to squeeze this to a 1 to 4 to basically be able to make extra profits, some more profits from the market. So you might be there asking, why does he use 10 pips as his stop loss? Or why does he use 30 pips as his take profit? These are mechanical ways that I devised after, experiencing and, trading this particular pair, the Euro USD, for a very long time, because I've noticed, or I got to notice that at least on average, every single day, price, if it's to pull back in terms of stop loss to the take profit, it at least has to move 30 pips a day. So basically, this is how I got to this to this stop loss and take profit, and it's how I trade mechanically. So if you're out there and you're looking for a strategy, I'm sure this is one of those strategies that you're going to be using yourself in your trading. And hey, by the way, if you're enjoying this, please like this live stream or like this video, share it with a friend, because this really helps this message get to more people like you that would love to get this kind of content. So yeah, basically this is what I'm looking at for today. In the comments, you can let me know what you think about this day's. I'll be gladly waiting to know exactly what you think about this. Or if you do have any questions, maybe in regards to trading, please go down there in the comments and let me know about your question. Yeah, so this is it. And I'm urging you, please do not over risk on your trades. Don't do anything stupid. Don't do anything funny. Trading, it's not a one-day thing. It's a journey. It's a career. If you really want it to work for you, you have to small steps. Don't over risk. Don't think it's today you're going to get rich. That's not how trading works. You take those small steps. They're the ones that are going to lead you to where you want to go. So yeah, so this is it. Thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate you spending time with me and getting onto these live streams. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you taking time and joining me every single morning. Thank you for watching. Have yourselves a good trading day.